Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today I will give you guys a guide on how to make the run back of Ancient Dragon much more easy and safely. Now the trick that I will tell you will only be talking about this run back over here and not the boss, since I'm not going to spoil that for those of you who haven't played Dark Souls 2 before. However, I will give you a pro tip at the end, so stick around till then to learn about how you can deal with the Ancient Dragon much easier. But anyways, so before we begin, this trick that I'm about to tell you should work for every single level, since this character that I'll be using to show you guys this trick is on level 1. So yeah, any class that you have picked and whatever level you are at this point in the game, this trick should work for you. So to start this guide, let's have a look at the gear that you will need in order to do this trick. So first of all, you will need any weapon that you feel comfortable using against these guys. I am using the mace over here because it does strike damage, which in theory is super effective against these guys since they are in dragon armor. However, you can use any weapon that you want, and what you mainly need is a pyromancy flame. Now it can be any pyromancy flame. You don't need the dark pyromancy flame specifically. You can even use one of the weapons that can actually cast pyromancies, and you'll be good with that too. However, I believe that the regular pyromancy flames are just acquired much more easily, so I recommend you get either of these. Also, another thing, do not need to upgrade these things to max. For what we are about to do, the level of your pyromancy flame does not matter. So the dark pyromancy flame, this can be obtained in the gutter very early on in the game. You can go directly to the gutter by buying the silver carrot ring and going down to the lower part of the grave of the saints and skipping the Royal Rat Vanguard boss fight. However, for what we are about to do, I will say you should defeat that boss because that boss has something that we need. But yeah, so this pyromancy flame is located very close to the first bonfire. Just keep exploring the lower areas of the gutter and you should come across a vase that has a body that has this dark pyromancy flame on it. As for the regular pyromancy flame, this I believe is found behind the Flexile Sentry boss in Norman's Wharf. After you beat him, when you progress through the final room of that ship, you will find a chest in there which has the pyromancy flame in it. So this is your main catalyst tool that you'll be needing. Now this is only for soul level 1 players. If you are playing on a higher level character, you can also equip a staff that can cast hexes. So something like the bone staff over here, which if I recall correctly, this is obtained from the Lost Bastille. However, if you don't want that, the easiest one that you can get is the sunset staff, which is acquired in the Huntsman Corpse. From the very first bonfire, there's a dude that is sitting on a chair. If you have 15 faith, I believe he will talk to you, and then if you have 30 faith, I think he gives you the sunset staff and his helmet. So you can use that as well. Now you can't cast pyromancy with it. However, there is a miracle called Dark Fog that I don't have here because these level 1 characters cannot make use of it. But the Dark Fog can do the exact same thing what the pyromancies that I'm about to use will do. So you can use that as well. As for level 1 players, I would also recommend you get all 5 of these items, which is the Handmaid's Ladle and the entire Peasant Attire. Now the Peasant Attire over here, you need to farm this from the farmers outside of the Prowling Magnus boss fight in Brightstone Cove of Seldora. As for the Handmaid's Ladle, this is acquired in Things Betwixt after you kill the 2 ogres that are guarding the coffin for changing a gender of your character. So you defeat those 2, you go talk to Milibeth, and she will give you the Handmaid's Ladle. As for your rings, now rings you can put whatever you want because honestly these won't really matter. However, what I recommend most people equip is the Gawar's Ring of Protection. So the Gawar's Ring of Protection, for those of you who do not know, it gives you this ghost on your back. And what this ghost does is that any damage you take from behind will be significantly reduced. So this can help you save your life. Now, I do not recommend you use this and just tank hits non-stop because the Gawar's Ring of Protection can break very quickly when enemies strike it. So in just a matter of a few strikes, this ring will break. So this should only be used in emergency situations. However, this can make the difference between you surviving or you dying. So that's why I recommend this one. You can get the Gawar's Ring of Protection by killing the Executioner Chariot's horse in the Drang Lake Castle, where it appears as a mini boss type enemy. It's located right next to that room where you have to activate that golem to activate the main lift that takes you to a trapped Milfanito. As for the Chloranthy ring, this can be obtained in the shaded woods, and what this does is gives you increased stamina regen. Now, if you're feeling ballsy enough, you can actually fight the Executioner Chariot by using a Bonfire Ascetic and beating his NG plus variant. If you do that, that drops the Chloranthy ring +2 for you, which is even better at stamina recovering. And the reason why you need stamina recovery is because casting pyromancies and spells costs a lot of stamina. So you want this in order to regain your stamina much faster. As for the other things, these are only necessary for soul level 1 players. If you're a normal player, you don't really need this, but depending on what build you have, you may want this. So the first thing is the Southern Ritual Band. Now what this does is this gives you 2 attunement slots. So you can attune 2 magics that can that require 1 attunement slot to attune, or you can attune 1 miracle or spell that that requires 2 slots. So this is useful for that. Luckily, the magics we are using only require 1 slot, so having this +1 variant is fine. However, if you want more, you can beat Najka at NG plus using a Bonfire Ascetic or just going to New Game Plus and get the Southern Ritual Band +2, which will give you, I believe, 3 attunement slots. As for the Northern Ritual Band, this just increases the amount of spells you have. So each use of spells will be increased by, I believe, 50%. However, it also halves your HP, which is why my HP is so low. On soul level 1, your HP is not supposed to be that low, by the way. So yeah, it's this ring's effect. Technically, this is a high risk ring, but I like to keep it because of the fact that you can run out of wilted dusk herbs, and there are situations where you may want to cast a lot more of these spells that we are about to do. So yeah, I recommend getting this. However, as for players who don't need these 2 things, what I would recommend you can get is the Clear Bluestone ring, which boosts your spell casting speed. And as for your clothes, you can equip the Lion's Mage outfit, which can be acquired in the Shaded Woods only. Just before Nachka, there is this one lion warrior that is guarding a chest in a broken ruin, and if you free him, you can access the chest behind him, within which you can find the Lion's Mage set. You can also get the helmet of the dude that gives you Sunset Staff, and that also boosts your spell casting speed. So you pair all of that with the Clear Bluestone ring, which you can get from I believe his name is Carl Higan. I'm not sure what his name is. He's the sorcerer in No Man's Wharf that later goes to Majula. So you can talk to him and get all of that. The reason why I don't have all of that is because on soul level 1, you cannot get those items because you don't have the stats to talk to Carhilan, since you need, I believe, 15 intelligence to actually buy that ring. And the Lion Mage's outfit is useless to me because soul level 1 players cannot cast the magic Dark Fog. So yeah, anyways, so the miracles that we'll be needing, or the pyromancies in this case, are Toxic Mist and Poison Mist. So what these 2 do is they will release a poisonous cloud, and if an enemy stays within this cloud that I spawned over here, they will get poisoned. Now the reason why we're going to be using this is because we're going to be poisoning these guys to death. How we'll be doing that, I'll show you, but yeah, so one thing that we can do is we can get both Poison Mist and Toxic Mist. Technically, only one of these will do as well. However, I highly recommend you get both because both of them are very easy to acquire. So remember when I said you need to kill the Royal Rat Vanguard? Yeah, Royal Rat Vanguard's soul is needed in order to get the Toxic Mist, since it's a boss item that you can get from him. So yeah, you kill him and then go to things, or not things betwixt, but the Lost Bastille, freeze trade, or you can go to Cornifex in the Brightstone Cove of Seldora, I think it is the name of the map, and you can get the Toxic Mist from there. As for the Poison Mist, this is acquired from Rosabeth, which is the girl you save in order to get to Shaded Woods. She is the same Pyromancer girl that you free using a Fragrant Branch of Yore in order to get through the Shaded Woods. But anyways, now that that gear has been discussed, let's see what you need to do in order to actually pull off this trick. Okay, so now that we have discussed all of the items that you'll be needing for this trick, let's go ahead and see how you can make use of all these items. So in order to show you guys this trick, I will have to use this arrow to aggro these guys, because there is a guy on the top of the dragon shrine that you can, you can defeat, and if you defeat him, all of these small guys become permanently non-hostile. But since that's not going to be the case for the people who are watching this, I'm gonna try and mimic this, what do you call it, encounter as closely as possible with you guys. So those two guys will always become aggro towards you as soon as you cross the, what do you call it, the upper areas of this place. Anyways, okay. So unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I can do the, other two guys over there, but they will follow you as well, so don't worry. So what you need to do is close this door right here as soon as they come towards here. And I would say wait here for a while. So yeah, waiting over here is needed. So sometimes two of them can come over here too, because the sword guy can block these guys. But anyway, once you see that they cannot open the door, just cast Toxic Mist and Poison Mist. And then, as you can see, they get poisoned even through the door. Now you must be asking, well, I have seen these guys open doors, so why aren't they doing it over here? So the trick over here is that you need to close the door at a very specific point. And the point is, when they are running towards you, one of the guys gets stuck on the door trying to run towards you. What this does is that it prevents these guys from opening the door, because their AI, I think, is not programmed good enough to move back from the door and then open it. So if you close the door right at the moment when they are, around here, they will get stuck on the door and they will try to pursue you rather than open the door. And the guy who is behind them, who might try to open the door, cannot do so because this guy is blocking the path. So this can go, what do you call it? There is some variance over here, because sometimes this guy can block two guys, and if you kill the other two while these two guys are blocked, they can become de-aggroed. So yeah, when you're doing this, make sure that this guy is what do you call it? Either out of the way, or just pray that these two are able to follow you in, because yeah, once you aggro one, the other will come as well, as you can see over there. But anyways, yeah, so let me just do that here. So they can open the doors, so that's why I highly recommend at least waiting a little while before you cast your Toxic and Poison Mist. Now you must be asking, why am I casting both Toxic and Poison Mist? And the reason for this is because both of these pyromancies do 1000 damage each, and these guys have more than 1000 health, so you need both Toxic Mist and Poison Mist to kill them. Now you could technically cast one Toxic Mist at one point and then the other right after it. However, luckily you don't have to do that, because Poison and Toxic are two different elements in Souls games, so you can stack them on top of each other and just save yourself the grind. But anyway, so I highly recommend you deal with these guys over here, and before you deal with the guys in front, I would like to always advise to take care of this guy too. I don't think you need to actually aim at him, you can just do this. And because this guy has low HP, so I think he might just die from a single Toxic Mist or Poison Mist, whichever one you trigger, because I think they have the exact same damage. But in any case, let's just have a look at this. Okay, cool. So yeah, he does not have too much health, so he dies. So yeah, remember to kill this guy and make sure that this door is opened before you do the next step in our pursuit of the Ancient Dragon. So now what you want to do is, so yeah, if you manage to kill the guy up top over there, these guys will not get aggroed. You can just run straight past them. But since, most of you guys probably cannot kill that center guy, because as soon as you start fighting him, these guys will, come to join the fight as well. So what you want to do is do this. You use an arrow and a bow and draw those guys towards you. And now we wait over here for a while for these guys to show up, and do the exact same thing over here too. If you mess up the timing, just, let's see. Okay, I did not mess up the time. The timing on this one can be a little bit difficult to get used to sometimes. But if you do it long enough, you should get good at it. And yeah, you should be able to poison all of these guys and deal with them. Okay, so I got actually lucky. I have managed to poison 5 of these guys. Sometimes this can change. Sometimes you... Oh, okay, actually 6 of them or more of them actually are poisoned. But anyways, okay, so one pro tip that I would like to give. Yeah, so see that? Not everybody got poisoned with the, I think, Poison Mist. So they're still being toxicated. So I would say just wait here for a while. And as soon as you see the 1095 damage, cast this thing again. Because, so what happens here is that, so as you can see, there are some guys who have full health. So what happens is that when you aggro that guy over there, the guys on the stairs, even the guys who are behind near the door to the Ancient Dragon, they will get aggroed as well, and they will run towards you as well. However, because they are so far away, it takes them some time to reach you, and so majority of the time your Toxic and Poison Mist combo will not land on them, because they are not present in the area before you can take care of them. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's all you need to do. I forgot to mention this, that you need a bow and arrow, so my bad on that one. But luckily, any bow and arrow will do. You don't even need to have the stats. As you can see, my SL1 character over here did not have the stats to use this lightning bow, but we are able to draw the aggro from here. As you can see, this entire place gets cleared out. So from here on out, you can do two things. Number one, you can kill this guy over here that is, wielding dual great swords and is a shiny guy. If you kill him, none of these guys will become hostile towards you, far as I know, and you can just run straight towards the ancient dragon. So you don't even need to kill these guys over and over again. But be warned, this same technique that I just showed you to deal with these guys, it can work on this dude, but not really, because this guy has a lot of poison resistance, and unlike these guys, he is programmed to go back and open the door. So the closing the door in his face will not work. He will always open the door. Now, one thing that you can do is that you can trick him into going back and then opening the door. What happens is that this allows you enough time to cast Toxic Mist on him and then kill him with poison. However, this guy has almost like 3 times the health of these normal guys, so you will need a lot of toxic and poison mist to poison him. And also, on average, I have seen him get toxic mist or toxic from toxic mist once, but in most cases it takes at least 2 casts to do so. So just be careful of that if you're trying to deal with this guy afterwards. However, if you ask me, the better option is always to just run towards the boss, and the reason is because this guy is extremely slow. He can't actually run with his dual great swords in hand, so you can just run straight towards the boss and get to it. I have beaten the boss on this character, so you can't see it, but yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's how you clear the path to the ancient dragon significantly easier. So I would say one more thing: if you guys don't want to use poison mist and toxic mist on the ancient dragon, because spoiler alert, he is resistant to both of these, so it will take a lot of cast to poison him. As soon as you kill all of these guys, before you cross this area, make sure to change your build into whatever you want to use against the ancient dragon. So if you want to use, for example, my choice would be the rapier. So I would equip the rapier, and then I would equip all of the things that I need in order to use the rapier. So this and this right here. So yeah, that's my guide on how to make the run back for the ancient dragon easy. But before we leave, okay, so to end this guide, there's one final tip that I would like to give all of you guys in order to deal with the ancient dragon. So if you don't know, ancient dragon has one of the highest HPs of any boss in Dark Souls 2. And so if you want to deal with that, what I would say is that you look at that hammer dude. Yeah, when you are, despawning all of these guys from Dragon Shrine, do not slay this guy. Just keep him alive, and the reason for this is because in order to deal with the ancient dragon's huge HP, I highly recommend using the red tear stone ring, which, if you don't know what this thing does, it raises your damage by 25% if you are below 25% of your health or something. Now this will only work for SL1 players, but SL1 players are going to be the ones that will be struggling with the ancient dragon the most because of just how much his health is. So in order to deal with this dragon easier, what you can do is just leave this hammer dude alive and have him do this thrust attack. And there you go. That activates your red tear stone ring, and yeah, now you're free to go and slay the ancient dragon. So yeah, this is just a pro tip that I would like to give. There are other ways to activate the red tear stone ring as well, but this is the fastest. So yeah, don't kill the hammer dude and pray that he does the thrust attack to you. He most of the time does it anyway. There are only a few scenarios where he won't do it. If he doesn't do it, then just dodge the attack, because on SL1 you will die from his attacks. The only one that doesn't kill you is the thrust, and it puts you in red tear stone ring range, which you can tell by looking at these things over here. But yeah, anyways, that is my guide on how to clear the Dragon Shrine. So on this SL1 character, I've already killed that dude. You can use the exact same trick on that dude as well to kill him. However, he is much more resistant to poison, and he will always open these doors. So you will have to essentially make him lock himself into that door animation and cast the poison mist at the right time for him to stay in there and yeah, get himself killed like that. But anyways, if you guys like what you see, then be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And let me know down in the comment section below if this guide works for you guys, or if you would like to see more of these guides. But yeah, anyways, other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the next one.